Hello everyone, my name is Aldo Lagrutta and I'm the co-founder of Evolution Trading Protocols and the Professional Trader Academy. Today I'm here with Ron Mark, who is the Director of Risk and Business Development of Price Futures Group in Chicago. Welcome, Ron, and thank you very much for being with us today.
Hello everyone. Hi Aldo. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Before we start, let me tell you a few words about Ron's experiences in the industry. He started trading more than 20 years ago and has continued to research, to develop, and test trading systems ever since. Ron has a vast experience managing capital as a commodity trading advisor and also as a proprietary trader as well as an independent trader. So I would like to ask Ron to tell us a little bit about himself, about his experience as a trader and his evolution from being a trader to managing risk in such a large company. Ron, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course. I started with Tom Price here in 1994, so it's been 20 plus years. Tom is originally from Amarillo, Texas, so we kind of cut our teeth in hedging cattle and hedging grains back then because he was a cattle feed yard owner. Since then, we've expanded. We have about 13 branch offices throughout the United States. We have an asset management division. One of our claim to fame there is that we have the exclusive managing and executing and also marketing contract with the Jim Rogers long-only commodity funds. So we kind of administer that in our asset management division. We have a broker-dealer as well, so we do traditional stock and bonds and wealth management. But what I oversee the future side, the hedging, the emerging manager, managed futures, trading, and also retail brokerage as well. So that's kind of what I do here. I've been a CTA for many years. And also a prop trader as well, yes.
Thank you, Ron. And just to give us a quick idea of your offices and the place where you work, would you be so kind and give us a small tour about your
Absolutely.
office?
Absolutely. Let's see. Right now we're sitting in my office here, so those are my computers behind me right there. They call me the eye in the sky because I get to see all the current positions, all the new positions coming in. For example, today coffee is up about 13 handles, and prior to coming in, I'm kind of logged in from home as well and wired in from home. I kind of knew exactly which accounts, which positions, which office, which broker that I had to contact to talk about our exposure in coffee. We have a good handful of coffee hedgers out of South America that we have to monitor for risk. So coming in when the market's up like this, big strong day in coffee, and they're short hedgers. So we need to be aware of the risk on that. So they call me the eye in the sky. So that's the office for that. See, as you can see. See, this is our trading room. A lot of different brokers. Our execution desk right here. Trading room here for brokers, traders. Phil Flynn, Fox Business News, waving at us right now. He's the energy expert on Fox Business News. He joined our firm about 3 years ago.
Please say hello
John,
to
say
Phil
hi,
from
John.
us.
This is our conference room where we do a lot of due diligence, reviews on emerging managers, new products, funds. So we do a lot of think tank here. We'll dial in from around the world and interview managers from here. And back to my office here.
Thank you so much, Ron. Very, very, very impressive. You know, most of our listeners, after seeing such a place of work with so many brokers and so many traders all trading and working together, would wonder about your trading techniques. Would you like to summarize your trading system?
Sure.
In a few words.
When I was a very CTA, I no longer I had a company called Mark Capital Management, was a registered CTA. I no longer run that business. I kind of sold the assets off for that business and came because Tom Price wanted me to come back and run the entire firm here. Tom just recently retired, so he's out traveling the world, and I have to oversee all aspects of the operation in terms of risk. But I do still manage capital. I manage a portfolio of equities for clients. With that, I use more longer-term trend-following algorithms but I also kind of overlay that with some fundamental analysis on different firms and whatnot. I do still trade for a handful of clients and myself privately on the future side. With that, I'm using a lot of technical models that I've developed over the years, analyzing trend, volume, and one of the things we'll talk about is I utilize a lot of Simon's techniques, and I use Simon as a backdrop for my overall trading programs.
Great. So basically, you are a trend follower.
Yes, but it depends on what time frame. You know, I'm not a long-term trend follower where the positions are held for months to years per se, but I would say I'm a medium-term where if I'm in a trend, I'll hold on to the trade for probably anywhere from 9 days, 10 days, out to maybe 20 days. But I do have short-term scalping models that I use as well, along with Simon's stuff that I use.
Fabulous. I remember reading an interview with Paul Tudor Jones where he was saying that his goal was to finish each day with more than he started. So what are your personal goals as a trader?
Personal goals, we have metrics that we follow. Number one is to manage the risk. We want to make sure that we always define our risk. We know exactly where our risk is every day, every strategy, every trade. So number one, we always define our risk. And then number two, we look for opportunities that have certain risk-reward characteristics. And we really want to get to the positive expected value. And in order to do that, basically any trader can only make money three ways. Okay, it's expected value. Either they have a very large winning percentage. Okay, ideally they have a large winning percentage, and their average win is so much greater than their average loss. That's the ideal situation, right? Conversely, you have people out there, for example, long-term trend followers, where they can be 55 to 60% of the time wrong. However, their average gain is so much bigger than their average loss, so it offsets all the little losses that they take, so they're profitable. And conversely, you can have guys out there that have a very high win rate, but their average winner and average loss is about even. So expected value is something I really look at very, very closely, and I monitor that with all my trading, with all my positions. What is the current expected value that we've had in the past, and what are we currently running at right now?
I actually remember the story of you told me once about this trader that was having like 20 or 30 trade losses. You tell us about that because that's a very, very illustrating experience. Very nice.
Yes, and what occurred there was a very good display of discipline, where a fellow CTA, a trader manager that I knew, he had, I believe it was 28 losers in a row over X amount of days. And he just, what he did was, and it would drive most people crazy. It would drive me crazy. 28 losers in a row, and what occurred there was he just kept taking every signal that his system gave him, buy signal, sell signal, just kept taking it. Finally, after 28 losers, the 29th and the 30th trade, boom, it took off, and he made, I think it was 3 times what he lost at the time. And because he kept his risk so small, can't be risking everything per trade. 28 losers in a row. If you're risking your entire house at the time, you won't make it through. So he was risking, I forget, anywhere 0.5 to 0.75% per trade. So it allowed him to go through that drawdown area, and then boom, when he hit a trade and it really took off for him, it made up all the difference. So.
Yes, you have mentioned in Simon, who is our mutual friend, through whom we met actually, and Simon right now is giving this fabulous free course, and I'd like to talk a little bit about that course because I was very impressed with the course. I really like the fact that Simon is not precisely doing a typical course with following technical analysis and trend lines here and there. Instead, he dig into those aspects of trading as a business.
Correct.
Aspects that we normally learn through pain and suffering, but that he serves us in a silver platter there. And I think only traders with experience probably will appreciate the jewels that he's giving us. What is your impression of the course if you had the time to go through it?
Absolutely. Well, I've known Simon for probably 10 plus years, and we've worked together. I've traded with him. His research and his techniques have really helped my trading and my management. I used him, as I said, as a backdrop. So I'm very, very familiar with the stuff that he presents in his courses, and I would tell you that throughout my career, over the last 20 years, plus years, 95% of the stuff that I see out there on education, on trading, is just horrible, horrible. There's no foundation to it. What I like about Simon is that his ability to really treat it like a business. He approaches the risk side of the equation first, and then he also approaches the logical steps and the practical steps of having a business plan approach to it. So I recommend clients to it. If a client comes to me, if he's a beginner, he wants to learn how to really formulate his business plan and become a trader, I send them to Simon to get some good coaching, some education. Also, I have clients that have been trading for many years and they want to take their trading to the next level, and they work with Simon as well. So I think that he has a lot to offer.
Precisely, it's kind of refreshing to see a course that even experienced traders can take advantage and increase their profitability with what they already have. And I see that just with Simon's bonuses and that he puts below the videos there, I think people can increase already their profitability just with the first video, isn't it true?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They'll learn a lot of solid techniques that really professional traders already use, and people should know if they really are serious about making money in very, very tough business.
Yeah, I love how he changes the perspective from the normal conception of trading as being in the business of taking risk, which is pretty much what we all think, to being in the business of managing risk, which is actually it's your specialty at the Price Future Groups, isn't it?
That's correct. That's correct. We have to maintain a good handle, a kind of a good overview on risk. I mean, like right now, going back to the coffee example, I'm monitoring 6 different accounts right now that have large coffee positions on, and I know exactly where if the market were to go to 7 or 8 handles higher, we have to probably take some action and kind of cover some exposure. So today's a very active day for me, especially in coffee. Again, it boils down to, well, these accounts are hedging accounts, so it's a little bit different. But still, risk is risk at the end of the day. You have to look at what the exposure is to the firm, to our brokers, and to the client. We're going to make sure that everyone can come back the next day.
Right. I know that you have been trading with Simon for probably over 10 years, isn't it?
Correct. Correct.
Yes. And my question is now, you're a specialist in managing risk. How do you like the way that Simon manages his risk on day trading positions, very short scalps?
The one thing I can say about Simon that I found very, 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 very powerful was his ability to not only pick really good entry places to enter into position, but his ability to remove the risk from a current position as fast as he can. So he likes to get to a position where he can remove the risk out of the entire trade, and if the trade then starts to continue going, boom, there you are. And that's, if again, our previous example of being wrong 28 times in a row, if you can get to a position where you remove the risk out of the trade, and after that, if the trade were to come back and fail, that's okay. I can do that all day long, every day, 28 times a day if we wanted to, and just wait for the winners to just keep on running. And that is very, very key. And that's very, very key concept for people to learn.
Trading for free, basically. That's what we call trading for free. Is that the reason why you call him the commander, or is there any other reason why you call him the commander?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's a great story. I think it was in 2003 or 2004 when we had first started, and this is in our early stages when just a bunch of traders got together in a chat room, and everyone would share ideas. Simon was gracious enough to start sharing some of his trading signals with us, and we got to the point where, based on the movie Gladiator, when Russell Crowe, his character, came out, and people said that based on your command, unleash hell. So every morning, before we started trading, I would type into the chat room, "Good morning, Commander. Based on your command, let's go. Unleash it." And then from then on, it stuck. So I call him the commander everywhere we go. So.
Yes. As I said before, I was very impressed when I knew that you had been testing trading systems for over 20 years. And
Yes.
the question I have for you is, honestly, how many of those trading systems that you have tested, how many have you stuck with for more than, say, few weeks or even few months?
How many of those trading systems did I stayed with, you mean? I would say I have right now 5 trading models that I've developed since the mid 90s that have that have shown robustness. They have continued to work and make money. Every system that is designed out there works in a particular market condition, market time frame, and when those conditions change, those systems a lot of times start not working per se. And you really have to design, and this is what I do, this is my belief from my experience, is to design various systems that can work in various market cycles, market kind of events, systems that work when a market's trending really well, systems that work when the market is very flat, works when the volatility starts to spike. So it's like having different tools in your toolbox, and I have 5 tools that I'm very, very comfortable with, that I've developed personally, that I deploy into the marketplace that have made me money. So. And they don't always work all the time, unfortunately. That's just the nature of trading. And you have to really, again, it boils down to looking at risk and looking how to contain risk and watching exposure to various models. So, and I still conduct. I still do research. I still have trading ideas. I work with some of the developers since the 90s still. On various entry and exit techniques. We're currently working on a model right now to look at long-short positions in healthcare stocks. So we do a lot of research here, and because of my position here at the Price Group, I get to also meet a lot of emerging traders, traders that have different ideas, that have different styles. So I'm continually seeing new trading programs, ideas, and whatnot. So it keeps me very interested, and it always keeps me on my toes as well.
And after all that time and all that research, you still follow Simon Signals, isn't it true?
Oh, Simon's a very big part, though. Yes, absolutely. Just because of his process. And again, there's periods of time that Simon could be very, very profitable, and there's periods of time that he'll be flat. And the thing about it is that what you see is what you get. He's very honest about that. And a lot of educators are not. A lot of educators like to create what they call the guru kind of mystique, where they are the trading god. And let me tell you, there is no such thing as a trading god. There's only such thing as someone that can really manage risk. If you can manage risk appropriately, then you have a chance. Manage risk. Yes.
Tell me about it.
Yes.
Ron, thank you very much. I know that you're extremely busy managing probably several $1 million in trades right now, so I will let you go. And I really thank you. Really appreciate that you were with us today for these few minutes to speak about our friend and his course and your experience as a trader as well. Thank you so much for helping us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, everybody. My name is Aldo Lagrutta, and I am the co-founder.
Sorry, that's my computer.
Oh, that's
Simon.
Yeah, that's Simon.